So today I want to talk about motivation. Motivation to get out on your bike. And the reason is, when I woke up this morning, I was just not feeling it. So how do you get out on days like that? Now, if I could give you just one tip, and then you click and go and watch something else, and that is to just do the smallest ride possible, i.e. get out of the house. Because once you get out of the house, the game changes. The rules are different after that. You've no longer got to think about, oh, I've got to get ready, where have I put my glasses? No, you're out. You're on your bike already. Any ride I do is considered a bonus. So if I say I'm going to go out for 20 minutes and I do 20 minutes, that's fine. But what I invariably find, and what I'm hoping to find today, is that once I'm out, I start pushing on. Now for me, I've decided today, well, I will at least cycle up to Devil's Dyke. Devil's Dyke for me is about half an hour maybe to get up here. It's a bit of a climb, but it's not a bad climb. And it's downhill all the way, so I know once I got here, it's an easy ride home. But now I've got to the Devil's Dyke, I'm on the South Downs Way, I'm just going to push on a little bit further and say to myself at any point, okay, you've done well, you can turn round. And it's this incremental steps of trying to push yourself that I'm hoping by the end of today I'm going to end up with a half decent ride. I've been out now for about half an hour, 40 minutes, and already I'm starting to feel it's not so bad up here after all. So next target is Trueley Hill. That is a couple of up and downs on the South Downs Way. I know there's a tap there. Once I get to the tap, I'm going to reassess and decide again. Thank you. Well, I'm not a million miles away from the tap now. I've done some nice climbs, nice descents, and the climbs get your adrenaline pumping, get your heart pumping, relieves the stress, brightens your mood, and the descents do much the same. They release endorphins and start giving you a bit of enthusiasm. Well, I got to the water tap, filled up my water bottle, so I got to my next target. And that's what these rides are all about, little targets, little achievable goals. So I'm now going to go on a little bit further, not much. I'm going to turn towards the sea, start heading south. And I find with these rides, when the motivation is very low, just keep close to home as much as possible, because you can always bail out and get home quite quickly. It's a good tip. Don't just head off in one direction until you feel like you've had enough. You might then find you're really fed up getting home. Keep yourself within a good local distance from your house. So at any point you go, do you know what? I've done my bit. I'm going home. So far I've done 13k. If I go home now it's 26. It's not the end of the world. Done a couple of climbs. But I'm going to keep going, and I've got options of whether I go short or long from here. Well, longish. So I've come off the South Downs Way now, which was very busy. There was a half marathon event going on, and I'm sort of heading like on a loop back to where I was. So I'm feeling better. I am riding, I'm pushing a bit on the climbs, but I'm not really loving this. I'm going to keep going, of course, I've got to. I've got this loop that's going to take me back to quite close to home, I think. And then from there I can decide whether I go straight home and settle with what I've got, or whether I can add in any more. For the moment, I've got a nice fast descent with a horrible steep climb the other side. It's all gravel though, so it's not too hard. Okay, thank you. That climb was a lot worse than I remember. Loose gravel, oh, I was hanging going up there. Not got the energy today, not really got that. So I'm going to take a bit of my own advice here. I was going to turn right at the top of the climb, do a longer loop, but I'm going to turn left and head for home. Got a bit of a climb up to the South Downs Way, not too bad. Another thing I find when I come out, you know, invariably come across things that maybe you hadn't seen the week before. Like today, got this half marathon going on. A bit earlier in the ride, I cycled past what I thought was a circus, but it's not. Looks like some sort of rave concert event. Next tip that works for me, as I'm breathless at the top of a hill, is on the climbs, when you haven't got your climbing legs on, and I clearly haven't today, just slow down a bit. Just concern yourself with just getting to the top, nothing more. No trying to break any records. Well, just over the hill is Devil's Dyke. I'm back where I started from, where I started filming from anyway. I've done 21.5k. And I've probably got about another 5-6k to get home from here. And this is the beauty of keeping the ride local, keeping it close. Because I'm now thinking, maybe I could just add in one more climb, and then that's it. Still not going to be a monster ride, but I'll kind of end on a bit of more of a high. The only trouble is this climb is an absolute pig. It's a really nasty climb. But I know for a fact at home I've got a packet of chocolate chip cookies. Bribery's another good motivator. You know what, do this climb and you can have a cup of tea and a cookie when you get home. Despite having a low mojo throughout the ride, I'm going to go for this climb. As soon as I get to the top, I'm turning straight for home. And in fact, if I don't like it halfway up, there's a bailout point there as well. All good psychological bonuses really for someone who's low on motivation. Now, anyone local or has done the South Downs Way will know about this climb. Saddlescombe Farm climb, I call it. It's coming out of Saddlescombe Farm and up towards the A23. It's the last climb of the day for me. And there's a chocolate chip cookie waiting for me at home. Saddlescombe Farm climb done. Ride is almost over really. I've pushed as hard as I can. I've made as many deals as I could with myself to stretch this ride out. But now I'm heading for home and it's pretty much downhill all the way. So on a day where my mojo was pretty low, it did pick up in the middle but kind of dropped off again. I've still managed to do a fairly decent ride. I'm up to 26.5k, probably be around about 30k. The most important thing, the most important tip I can give you if you struggle for motivation is just get on your bike and do some pedaling. You just don't know how far you'll go once you get on your bike. Today I've done okay. I did cut out a bit, but I've still done okay. Other days I'll maybe do less, but the important thing is you do ride. Well, I hope you've enjoyed some of my little cheats and tips I tell myself to get me on the bike, because like everyone, I sometimes suffer from low motivation. But what about your tips out there? I can't believe you're all superhuman, enthusiastic all the time. Everybody has low points and just doesn't feel like it. So please share your tips and ideas in the comments. I'm off for that cup of tea and that cookie, which I promised myself. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.